Today we'll be talking about managing marketing campaigns in a way that you've probably never heard before. These are the same exact strategies that billion-dollar companies are using in their outbound campaigns. And us mere mortals can actually take them and replicate them in our own business to instantly boost our own profitability. Just by implementing these few strategies, we were able to increase our amount of appointments by 20% without spending another dime. And that's what I call free money. After consulting hundreds of businesses, the biggest problem I see with most people's leads is that in general, they're not even in your actual buy box. And we had the same issue. So about 30% of all the appointments that we had generated were not even in our buy box. So you can go ahead and instantly mark them off as they will never be closed. So money completely wasted. And in real estate, our buy box is defined as property types and also location. Out of 100 appointments, 30 of them would never convert. So we made it our narrative and mission to make every single lead that comes in our system to be in our buy box. And since making this small change in our last 200 appointments, we got an additional 40 good area appointments. So old scenario, out of 200 appointments, we would have 140 appointments that we could actually monetize. And in the new scenario, now we're having 180 appointments. So simple math means that we would close about 5 deals at $30,000 a pop, which equals about $150,000 in additional revenue. In order to get this result, we literally did nothing other than remove all the bad property types and the bad locations from our marketing. And we just plugged that new data into our current lead generation system. The second thing we did was we removed all those bad locations and bad property types from our CRM so that our lead managers were calling the absolute best data possible. After removing all these bad leads and bad property types from the CRM, we started to set 25% more appointments as well. So not only did we get more good appointments, but we also got more total appointments. So this change was huge. So not every lead is going to be motivated, but if you're looking to start to tap into more of those unmotivated leads and turn them into $30,000 assignment fees, my company Level Up REI has created a new way to wholesale. And it was derived from us being able to sync our disposition and acquisition model together, allowing us to be able to pay sellers more money while still generating consistently $30,000 assignment fees. And so if this remotely even interests you, then just go down below and click the link to book a call with someone on my team. But let's continue with data and going about how we can increase our revenue for free. So these CRM shifts can really make a huge difference in your business, but I still always get the question is what do I do once I've marketed to all the data that are in my areas? And honestly, it took me quite a while to realize what the answer even was until I did a study on our SMS that revealed that 60% of all of our revenue came from leads that we had to send initial text to more than 2 times. The answer at this point's been pretty obvious because 60% of our revenue came from us just messaging people multiple times. So when you text the list one time, just text it again. But of course, it's not quite that easy. So I created a process that I'm going to share with you exactly on how to decide what list you want to message. So my approach to marketing is slightly theoretical, but basically what I want to do is I want to get my entire TAM, total addressable market, into my CRM. I define TAM as just my general list that I'm pulling. So absentee owners of equity, owner occupies 20 plus years, liens, code violations, pre-foreclosures, you name it. These are my TAMs, my list, right? The number one TAM or general list you can use when you start marketing is just going to be absentee owners with equity. And so you probably will want more data to scale your text and your cold calling operation. So later in the video, I'm going to share with you exactly how I would scale new lists in without wasting a ton of money. So like my other videos that you've probably seen is I create a manufacturing line to know my conversions from top of funnel to bottom of funnel. So I did the same thing here. And it goes TAM, my database, how many texts or calls or mailers sent. So just like what your effort is, how many leads and how many opportunities I've made, opportunities just being appointments. And then how much revenue and how many expenses do I have? And I'm sharing you the screen. I'm about to show you a demonstration of exactly what I'm talking about. I want to split each TAM or each of my general list by city. So location, zip code, city, county, whatever works best for you. And then that way it'll allow me to understand what area is working the best. I want to look at this data over the biggest term I can possibly see it. That might be the last year, the last 2 years, whatever it is. Now, if you only have 90 days or 180 days of data, you can be able to see some insights and we'll go through exactly how that data works. And basically the theory is I'm just trying to get all of my TAM because these are properties that I would buy at any point in time. So absentee owners with equity, single family properties, right? That I would buy no matter what. I want to get all of them into my CRM. That's the goal. So pretty simple. And since my goal is just to get all my TAM in the CRM, I'm just going to run campaigns to achieve that purpose. Now, I just have to figure out how to run campaigns at a profitable amount, which I'm going to show you. Judging a campaign's performance is based off of the return on investment or ROI. There's 2 ways to see it, is a lagging indicator or a leading indicator. I want to determine my strategy based on lagging numbers, which would be me looking at the historical return on investment for the last year of my marketing, right? So let's just say that in this scenario that I'm looking at on the screen is I spent $2,700 to make 90 grand, right? Now that's a 33x return on investment. That's very good, right? That might be a little bit unrealistic, but these numbers basically tell you what your return is. And it allows you to figure out what list you want to focus on. So don't worry about the numbers on the screen, just worry about the concept at which I'm teaching. The other side is, let's say you don't have data forever and you're trying to make decisions in the moment based on smaller amounts of data and more leading indicators to know what direction the boat's headed, is you want to be looking at what's called cost per appointment or cost per opportunity. This allows me to make a projected ROI, because if I know what my average deal size is, let's just say it's $30,000, and I know what my cost per appointment is, then I know what my projected ROI is going to be. So scenario, $1,000 cost per appointment, $30,000 cost per deal. I know it takes me 10 appointments to get a deal. So it costs me $10,000 in order to get a deal signed that is going to make me $30,000. So that's a 3x projected ROI. Now, does that always come true? No, but it gives you a good leading metric to know where you're headed. And now that we have all the data, we just need to optimize our campaigns so that we get the highest performance, which is going to be what I show you on the sheet. So basically, the way that I'm deciding what campaigns to send is I'm just going to simply sort all of my return on investments by highest to low. So basically, if I have them all sorted, that's the first thing. So now I know what's my best performing campaigns. So absentee equity, which is my TAM, that's my list, with City 5. That's what gives me 62.5x return on investment, which is really, really, really good. Unrealistic, right? But I just need to come up with my total average, which I'm just going to get my total average by doing total revenue divided by expenses. That gives me 17.6x ROI. That's my average return on investment for the entire campaigns. Then what I need to do is I'm going to start marketing. So basically, I'm going to pick my number one list, which is this one, and I'm going to market to it over and over again until my projected ROI goes below 17.6. So to get that number, it's really simple. It's going to be your average deal size divided by your ROI and gives you your target cost per deal for your target return on investment. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to market this campaign until it goes below my target cost per appointment. So the way I got this was just taking my cost per deal divided by how many appointments it takes me to get a deal. Now I know my target cost per appointment. And so I'm just going to run this campaign. As long as it's going below 145 cost per appointment, then I'm going to keep running it because I know it's performing well. When it goes above 145, I'm going to switch to the next one. And I'm going to repeat over and over again. And then I never want to message the bottom, message call, whatever, the bottom 25% of my campaigns, because they're pretty much worthless for the most part. And you can just continue to scale the top ones. And this is going to just push your baseline up and up and up. And so if you can execute this video, you will make more money without having to spend more. You'll actually probably have to spend less because you're marketing less, but more efficiently. But what happens when you start to run out of data and your data set just gets a little dry? We need to figure out how we're going to scale in a new list, a new TAM, without losing tons of money. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to create a new TAM, and it's going to be called owner occupied with high equity, liens, etc., whatever it might be. Then you're going to take a sample of about 5 to 10K records. That's going to cost you about $500 to $1,000, right, to get that data. And you're going to send it out to your top performing city, which in this case would be City 5. It gives us the highest return, right? And then as it works and hits your target cost per appointment so that you can keep a good return on investment, you just keep adding more. So decide, I want to have a 10x ROI, I want to have a 5x, a 15, whatever it is, and then make your target cost per appointment, and then just hit that over and over again, right? You might even need to drop it down to target cost per lead because you know how many leads it takes you to get to appointment in general. That's what you want to do. To truly decide if something does or doesn't work is you need to be spending more than what your average cost per acquisition is. So if it takes you $2,000 to get a deal signed that's going to make you money, then you probably need to spend $4,000 to $6,000 to even say if something maybe works or doesn't work. Ultimately, all you're looking for is, are you getting appointments that are cost effective for you to have a good ROI? And if you're not closing them, that's a sales issue, not a marketing issue. The only other thing you can do instead of creating a new TAM or new list would be scaling into a new city, and you just repeat the same process over and over.